every decade from 1962. This bus's first year in London to 2025. The suspensions on the bus also happen to be from the 60s, which means we have to respect a few rules to spare ourselves a bumpy ride. So for the next 2 minutes, let's go over the important stuff before we dive into the fun bits. No standing up or moving around whilst the bus is moving. We make it look easier than it is running up and down these aisles. Secondly, as you can see, the bus is moving, but the plates are not. Everything is on non-slip mats. Please keep them there, as it would be a huge shame if you lost this incredible food. However, if so, the 3-second rule still stands. I won't tell anyone, I promise. For the same reason, keep the cups in their holders and the lids on tight. They can be very hot. You're very welcome to ask for refills on drinks, but bear in mind there is no bathroom on board. It's a 90-minute ride and London traffic can get crazy, so please drink responsibly. And I think that is just everything. So shortly we will get on with the tour and all the fun bits. So today our driver is Alex. My colleague upstairs at the moment is Lucy. And my name is Katie. We hope you all enjoy it and we'll get started very shortly.
Coming up near Temple Place in London. Note to the right of our picture, just past the VPD van, we have got old London cab cash. We're now coming along Surrey Street on our route through London town. Good morning to all those watching, or good afternoon, whenever you're watching this on YouTube live. This is a route that runs through London every day. I fully recommend anyone to travel on it. It gets a very busy tour, so book in advance. We are now coming, of course, on Trafalgar Square. Coming up near the Aldwych now.
This is got a working fan here at the moment. There you go.
Thank you. One thing I will say for my video of this tour, the crew we got on today, our driver and the team on board are very friendly, lovely people.
Okay, on our right is Australia House. This is the oldest Australian diplomatic mission and it's the longest continuously occupied foreign mission in London. The building was completely opened in 1918. And on the left hand side is the Royal Courts of Justice. Commonly called the Law Courts, and it concerns primarily with civil, non-criminal litigation. Straight ahead of you, right in front, you'll be able to see the dragon boundary mark. Now, these are cast iron dragons or hoods which mark the boundaries of the City of London. So if you're facing them, it means you're entering the City of London and leaving the City of Westminster. That is right, Greater London contains two historical cities. So the City of London is the historic and financial centre, and Westminster is the political and cultural heart.
Coming up my Chancery Lane now. For those of you watching this video from South East London, there is actually a Chancery Lane in Beckenham, served by London Bus Route 162.
We are also now on Fleet Street. You may recognise the name if you're familiar with the game Monopoly, commonly known as the game that destroys relationships in my family.
And mine.
This street is known best for journalism, starting in the 16th century. By the 20th century, most British national newspapers operated from here, such as the Times, the Daily Mail, and many, many more.
For those of you who remember Only Fools and Horses, they have a big round when they play Monopoly in the episode Friday the 14th. Come past Better Lane to the left of the bus. And as we come further down, you can see the tall skyscrapers
Coming up
Paul.
very shortly on our left hand side is the Ye Olde Cheshire Cheese Pub.
Very cheesy that
Cheese and pubs are two of my absolute favourite things, therefore I feel I must mention the Cheshire Cheese Pub that's coming up on our left hand side shortly.
Very cheesy that one. Of course we are in a burden to London traffic. The light is green for us to go. So we are in the centre of London, so it's just like South East London traffic.
So the Ye Olde Cheshire Cheese Pub in London, which we're about to go past, is one of the oldest pubs here and it's one of the most haunted pubs in London, so go if you dare.
Pine for pine. I'm enjoying it. This is a really good tour. You get very, very informative. If anyone watching this video on my YouTube channel, I recommend anyone to book up. You get a lot of friendly crews on this tour. They do a really good job. Coming up ahead in your picture, I'm a little bit preemptive of course. We have St Paul's Cathedral coming up.
So that huge dome straight in front of you there is St Paul's Cathedral.
Made famous by Sir Christopher Wren.
Years to complete. St Paul's was designed by Sir Christopher Wren and is the only cathedral designed, built and completed by a singular architect.
Of course we have City Thameslink Station, so your training's easy up the monkeys.
And the massive dome situated on top of St Paul's is the second largest cathedral dome in the world.
There's the Old Bailey down that road there. Also famous on the television. Typical London scene to my left, a broken down bus.
So St Paul's has witnessed many of the royal events, including Queen Victoria's Jubilee, the wedding of Princess Diana and Prince Charles. Usually, royal weddings take place in Westminster Abbey. However, Charles had 3,500 guests, therefore needing a lot more space. I don't think I even know people. Their cake size actually auctioned for £1,000 35 years later.
Yeah, the dog in that van. This is definitely the way to see
So,
London.
located inside is the Whispering Gallery, which is known for its unique acoustics. So, a whisper against its walls could be heard clearly on the other side. The sound waves travel around the dome's curved surface, allowing someone on the other side to clearly hear you. So, no telling any secrets if you go to St Paul's Cathedral.
No good for me then, folks.
And on our right-hand side here is Wobbly Bridge. Its real name is Millennium Bridge, but it's commonly known as the Wobbly Bridge. The bridge is in line with St Paul's Cathedral. It first opened in June 2000, and pedestrians that walked across it noticed an extremely crazy wobble and sway. The bridge then closed shortly after to address the issue because, as you can imagine, this is very scary. And not good for people who don't like heights, I can imagine. So the reason there was police outside St Paul's Cathedral is because 20 years ago it was 7/7 bombing of Russ.
52 innocent people lost their lives on this day 22 years ago. Coming up towards Mansion House. A little bit of Rolling Stones in the background. We're now in the burn of what we call London traffic. We do have, on the front of our vehicle today, we do have the Three Bears, Paddington, police bus, police officer, I do apologise, and it's police sergeant, and Jack Bear. We've got very special VIPs on. I'll introduce you to them later in the video. I, on behalf of myself and everyone watching this video, I'd like to thank everybody for their wonderful effort and the marvellous job they do in keeping this bus running. Coming up to the junction, to the left of the junction we towards Bank of Liverpool Street, on to the right of the junction all the way towards Cannon Street train station and the monument, of course, the Tower of London. We just had a friendly wave there from our driver Alex, who's very knowledgeable about the route and the buses.
People on the sidewalk.
You may remember him from our live video recently on the T15.
On this route and on this other route, the T15, you've always got people stopping and taking pictures. And the lovely driver, Alex, waves to them. And they love it, absolutely love it. People from all over the world take this picture of him.
So as I mentioned before, London traffic can get quite crazy sometimes. So we're stuck in a little bit here at the moment, but we will be moving again very shortly. It doesn't last too long.
A little bit of the Beatles from the 1960s there. Or as Tony Blackburn would say, the sensational 60s. I'm still in the traffic coming up towards Cannon Street. We will be going past Cannon Street in a minute. The least I say about Cannon Street on this video, the better. Most of my viewers will know why.
How you guys doing? You okay?
Of course we are in the London traffic. Got the traditional handbrake on the vehicle there. After I just moved that, that's now clear for us to move forward. We are going straight over towards London Cannon Street train station, which has a lot of personal memories for me, travelling along on Route Masters Path here. That's how my career began, all those years ago, back in 2009.
So we are now approaching Cannon Street. Despite the name, Cannon Street has no historical link to cannons, which is what I first thought was very wrong. It has been suggested that Cannon Street Station is the site of the original fortress of the first Roman city of London. A Roman bath has been discovered on Cannon Street, as well as 2 Roman pavements.
We are, of course, coming past Cannon Street Station. There's so much history of Cannon Street. When it was originally opened, it's actually classed as a commuter station. It's now open 24/7, 364 days of the year, because of course no trains on Christmas Day. A little bit of a joke there, that's the only day the trains run on the timetable. If you look up onto the top of the platform there, when I was working there and they were rebuilding Cannon Street, you did actually find them, but I don't know if it's still there, old Roman history there. I don't know if they cleared it over, so I've been into Cannon Street for years. I have too many bad memories of Cannon Street. We are now coming up to the Monument Tower, and also there's a monument to the Great Fire of London on Pudding Lane. If we're going straight over, I'll point out to you where Pudding Lane is.
It's one of these signs.
It's on the other side of the
So
traffic
we're now
light.
approaching a monument, which means that our clue is our clue that London Bridge is shortly coming up on our right hand side. I'll give you a heads up.
No, we will not be seeing London Bridges falling down, even though we're tempted to.
So keep your eyes
Yeah.
peeled.
Of course, coming up on the right hand side is London Bridge,
The right hand side.
which is not falling down, contrary to the popular nursery
And to the
rhyme.
right there is London Bridge.
And in front of us you can see the Enviro 400 bus.
Exactly what you're thinking. It's a lot more disappointing than you may have imagined.
Coming up on our right in the
So a lot of people mistake this bridge for Tower Bridge, which we will come to shortly, but Tower Bridge is the one with the amazing colours on it, and it looks a lot more appealing than London Bridge. Part of the confusion stems from Fergie's hit song London Bridge, where she posed for promotional photos in front of Tower Bridge.
to the right of us you can see Pudding Lane, which is Great Fire London happening.
And Pudding Lane on our right hand side there, which is where the Great Fire of London started. So London Bridge was the only crossing point of the Thames for miles at one point, therefore causing it to be so congested leading to its eventual collapse, which became the subject of a well-known nursery rhyme. The monument is also designed by the great Christopher Wren that I mentioned earlier, who designs the Court Cathedral as well. So London Bridge is a column built to commemorate the Great Fire of London in 1666. The Great Fire of London destroyed a large portion of the city, but more positively, monument celebrates the city's subsequent reconstruction and the resilience of its inhabitants.
Coming up to the Tower Hill, terminating point at the T15. Which runs between Tower Hill and Trafalgar Square.
Straight ahead of you there is All Hallows by the Tower. This is the oldest church in the City of London. It was built 3 years before the Tower of London. All Hallows by the Tower has witnessed centuries of London's history, surviving the Great Fire of London and the Blitz.
There's the Hallows by the Tower, which was mentioned earlier. Of course, there's always a bus in the way when you don't want one. Traditional London, never a bus when you want one. Coming up to the Tower of London.
And if you look straight ahead on your right hand side, that is the Tower of London. So the Tower of London is the home to the Crown Jewels. This is so heavy that it cannot be worn for too long. It is one of the most secure and valuable treasures in the world, symbolising the British monarchy and its power. It actually got stolen once. So you're probably wondering who protects the tower. They're called the Beefeaters. You may know them as wearing distinctive gold and red uniforms. Legend says that the Raven birds protect it, and there is actually a pub called the Raven on the other side of Tower Bridge, which I'll point out to you soon, which symbolises this theory. The Tower of London was a zoo for over 600 years. Polar bears, lions, you name it. London is almost 1,000 years old. So as you come around here, this is actually the road leading up to Tower Bridge, which in my opinion is one of the greatest things that you'll see on this tour. You can sort of see it about now actually.
We are coming up to the
If
Great
there's
Tower.
traffic leading up to the bridge, this means we might be at a standstill because the bridge is opening. Because this bridge opens and closes to allow large ships to pass through the river. Once upon a time in 1952, a bus got stuck on the bridge as it opened. The driver had to leap from one side to the other when the bridge began to raise. This bus was actually full of passengers. Everyone thankfully arrived safely. The only one injured was the driver who twisted his ankle, and also the conductor who broke his leg, to be fair. But the driver was given a £10 reward. Now this doesn't sound like a lot, but it's the equivalent of £250 today. Should have been a greater reward if you're
Coming up to Tower Bridge now. Very smooth journey, credit to our driver for that.
So a lot of people may call this one London Bridge, but no, in fact London Bridge is the one you saw previously in line with St Paul's Cathedral. And this bridge is not made up of just one, but several towers.
At least we don't have to wait because it's closed down at the moment for us to jump over.
We do have a red traffic light on the bridge.
Is it? Yeah, red traffic light on the bridge. So it's closed.
We are of course lucky to be stopped on Tower. We are lucky to be stopped on Tower Bridge while the bridge is open. Rather appropriate summer really to be stuck in the traffic jam. Duffy and Merton.
So we're going to run across